That's what you do. You buy these players that cost money and make a difference in it. But we never do that.
Never complains, gets up, gets on, with a smile on his face.
You just want you to sit in your chair and go, hip hip hooray, for the Western press and the Western narrative, regurgitating the same old, every single day, without this. If you haven't seen it before, please watch the first two episodes, the second series.
We are on the site of the castle.
And it was the first time the Beatles had really stopped being semi-professional almost.
Look at that.
Absolutely fascinating.
Good evening, everyone. Hope you are all well. I've got the draw tonight. Yeah, got my cap. All the things are in. All your names are there. And, you know, all the lads that have been following the show, every one of you. And I just want to say this, you know, before we get into it, and it's the sponsors of the Frank Carlyle podcasts, and it's Gap Painting Services. Please get them in. Don't struggle. I struggled, didn't I? I was standing on one of those horse things. Pick me sealer. I always do my own decorating, you know. And I fell back, broke my neck. And this is the way I've ended up. Don't struggle. Don't do what I did. Please don't do what I did. Get them in. If you're an NHS worker, or even if your kid's an NHS worker, your mum, your dad, anyone, get them in. You get a special discount. If you're living with one of your grandparents, or even your elderly parents, get them in because they get a special discount as well. Don't struggle, please don't struggle, not like me. And especially outside, you know, if you've got wooden windows instead of those PVC things, get them in. Get them in. Don't struggle climbing up ladders and painting. Okay, and that's Gap Painting Services. Fully time server lads they are. Fully timed. Fully insured. Just get them in, please get them in. And you can go online to these lads as well. Not these lads. A lovely couple, small business. That scarf or a badge. I've got one on now. I'll show you it more. And just that scarforabadge.com, and they sent out great stuff, great quality stuff, honestly. It really is good quality stuff. I remember getting a t-shirt very similar to this, but it had the old Atletico Madrid badge on, but that's when we beat Tottenham in 2019, and I still wear it today. I really do, still wear it. I was looking for it before, you know. But anyway, I just came across this, just threw this on. And that's that scarf or a badge. Please get them in. Not get them in. Send for them. Send for the gear. All top quality gear. Honestly. Anyway, that's me done now. I'll just see who's here tonight with me. I've got yous all down, you know. Yous are all here in the chat. And Cap. Simon. Good evening, Simon. Evening, Franco. First, thank you for last night's show. I have to admit it was one of the best shows I've ever seen. Are we talking footy tonight? Not much news today, but other than Vert's medical planned for Friday, yeah. I'm going down to pick him up, him and Kirkes, and I've got to travel up to Newcastle, you know, to talk to Isaac. Now listen here, Izzy, are you going to come to us or what? That's the main thing, because you've got loads of fans, you've got great people. Even come on my pod tonight. I'll be doing a pod on Friday night, but I won't be talking footy. I'll be talking conspiracy theories. They'd love to say that, wouldn't they? You know, the other pods. I've been listening to them. Oh, fucking hell. So God knows what we'll be talking about tonight. We will be talking football. I'm going to do the draw, as I said. Got all these, can you see? Yeah, all your names in there for this. And it's good luck to every one of you. Honestly, it's good luck to everyone. And I've got you in there, Simon. I've got this fella in there. Hi, Frank and everyone. Like and subscribe. He's in the ad. Yeah. Evening, Christopher. Daz is in there as well. Big up, Frank. Hope you're well today, mate. Thank you, Daz. Good to see you. And hi, Christopher. How are you doing? Say Simon to Christopher. Now you're all letting on to one another, so I'll bypass you. There's Johan. Johan's in the thing as well. How many later fun? He's in us as well. You know, he's in the yacht. Good evening, Frank. Hope you're well. Good evening, legends. Happy Tuesday. Lovely. Isn't that lovely? If the draw, I better ends up with Plymouth. Liam Wallen, you're in us as well, Liam. Good evening, Frank. Good evening, Liam. Snapey's in us as well. I've only got Snapey in. I've got some draw tonight, Frank, but I suspect narcotically fueled journey of the imagination bears a little or no correlation with the hat with some slips and paper. You don't get a comment of Snapey, you get an essay. Lovely. And Zaz says, Frank, for you and LFC fans, who do you want first game if you were slot? Who do you want for first game? We always seem to end up with one of the promoted ones. I remember going back, I think the first game of the season, and we had Arsenal, and we went down to 10 men. I forgot who got sent off. And we were getting beat. And the GOG scored. And after the game, Mascherano, who I thought was absolutely brilliant play. Great number 6. And he was sold to Barca. And tomorrow, next season's fixtures coming out at 9 a.m. Would you like to get the first game? Funny enough, you know that like I've had to give up things. You know, I couldn't even go to concert to see the boss. You know, Bruce Springsteen. Got 2 tickets months ago. Give them, and got one for me and our Francine. And I had to say to her, listen, you have to go along. Because the last game I went to, lads, was the Southampton home game. It was a cup match. And I went with that little Sophie. It killed me to get there. It really killed me. And I just wanted to go with my granddaughters. I've been with my 2 grandsons, you know, to the game. And I was just made up to be with Sophia. And she loves Liverpool. She loves Trent. She got a shirt, and because he really does. He said, no, he's going to stay granddad. And now I've got to get an Adidas one. I said, who are you going to have on the back? And she said, Supposedly. I said, oh, most probably she'll end up with Vert. But I said to her, get your own name on, just get Sophie on. Or Shenky. She never said anything, especially about her own name. Do you know what? I'm not, you know, I think we're playing last week, last season, first game, and we were away, weren't we, to Ipswich? So I think we'll be home this time. That's the way it works. But I'm not bothered who we play. Honestly. Even if Frank and chat up, we are all well, says Barry Aldridge. You're in the hat as well, Barry. I'd love to show you names. I've even got the likes of George Scott on. He's in the hat simply because he wouldn't be bothered with the program, but he can give it to one of his grandsons if he wins it. You know. Dean O'Brien, he's usually on with me. He's in it. Everyone's in it. And I'm going to tell you something, what I was in there. I went through, and I was mad, you know. A couple of hours I spent. I went through old shows, but I meant this season one. This season, that's all. Because I started having the fantasy. And I was going right through the name, you know, all the regulars. Everyone. I was going right through the, the comments coming through. Just seeing the names, putting them down. Amazing it was. Even if Frank and chat open all well, says Barry Albert. You're in the hat as well, Barry. Frimpong is bringing Verts over on a yacht, Frank, says you. On a yacht. So I won't be going down to the John Lennon Airport, waiting for them to come in. Won't be greeting them with my scarf, with my hat scarf or a badge on. Yeah, that's it. I just mentioned them, haven't I? Even if Frank, we've had very good. We've had far worse weeks following the Reds than this. Anyway, nice to see the club investing. Yes. It's all we ever asked for, to be competitive. Great opportunity to cement ourselves at the pinnacle. I'll have a special show. I'm not saying now, but I'm saying in a few weeks. And all the investment. I'm going to wait for all the players to come in. And then I'm going to say so. With the lack of investments in the past, I'll say it. And I'm not fucking bothered what anyone thinks. I'm going to say what I mean to say. Mightn't be nice for some people, all the fucking hype going on now. But you're right there. It's all we ever asked for, to be competitive. Great opportunity to cement ourselves at the pinnacle of English football. Great comment. Great comment, you know. Simon. Franco, you see, I didn't mention Isak or any other silly rumours exactly, but Vert is definitely flying to have a medical. Stuff sorted and they're flying out and back on his old. Yes. Yes. That's why I mentioned Isak, because it's so fucking, they're going on it. And they're fucking reading. I'm not mentioning any pods anymore. But I was watching one before, and this fucking fella's been on about 5 times today. And his voice gets fucking irritates me. A terrible voice he's got besides the accent. And he's on, and he's just fucking reading from a thing. Oh, what the fuck? I've even got Dorothy Langham on and Lynn Ellis and these things, Toscana, all the girls who come on. Got them in as well. Haven't seen Dorothy for a while though. Well, she just pop in. You're on good form tonight, Franco. How's the sleeping? Do you know what? He had a great sleep. Really? Well, I woke up early, you know. I woke up about 6. And then I was lying there, as you do, like a big lemon. I said, shall I put the telly on? No. I was just like sitting up in bed. And then I put the telly on for a bit. Just looking at certain things. I turned it off and just put my head down. And then I woke up at, what time is it? Like 20 past 10. I was made up. And then just lay there, just got up at midday. But I have a guest coming tomorrow to see me, which is nice. I've got me, I've got me appointment today. You're not going to believe it. I've been waiting for over 2.5 years for this MRI. And then I've been waiting weeks, as you know. And then I got a message today saying, phone the hospital next week sometime. And then I got another message saying, like, it's a phone, I don't have to go to the hospital. It's an appointment over the phone, a consultation over the phone. I thought, fucking hell, what are they going to say? What are they going to say? Just nuts. I'm out if not consistent. Say sleepy. Joe, oh, come on, don't remind me, please. Joe, come on. Do you remember it? I said at the time, do you know? I said he came from Chelsea. And everyone was made up. I said, what the fuck are you made up for? I said, Chelsea wouldn't get rid of him. I said, he's been crap for the last season and a half. Be gone. And everyone was made up. And he turns out what I said, then he turned on like. And Barry says, how'd you get a ticket for a game? Just one game, home or away. I wouldn't care. I know you are all going to say no chance, but I have to drink. I don't know whether you can but you can become one of those. My grandsons are, you know, they can. My daughter's been on the waiting list, you know, for the season ticket for 20 odd years. 20 odd. got no fucking chance of getting a season ticket now. I remember being away, I'm going back years ago, on a holiday. And when I got back, my daughter said there was a chance of a season ticket, you know, that, and I couldn't find it. I said, I've been away. It went. Could have had that. That's when you could buy them, if you know what I mean. So become a fan thing, you know, one of those fan things, fan card things. And you'll have a chance, and you will get one through the season. You will. My grandson James and Ben, grandsons, they got them. Fan cards, and they get tickets. And James is very lucky. Gets loads in, like loads. But it took me like loads of tickets on the day. But you know, through the season, he's always there. Seems. He's got a mate as well, who a colleague. He's in that law thing, you know, and he can't go, his mate sometimes, so he gets his ticket off. Johan, Frank, Jimmy Joe was. I know you like him. Did you get? I didn't know. I was on my show last night. One of the lads, Steve Mulholland's a good friend of mine. He said, Frank, I was along, and he's only along the road from me. He's only along there where I live. And even my daughter there has gigs on there. And I said, no, because I watched Jimmy Joe. And I was watching him yesterday, strangely enough, yesterday. And, you know, he comes on at the end, he said, I'm up here, and then, you know, all through the States. And he said, I'm in Manchester, England, I'm in Liverpool as well. And I thought it would be that the more or less like around September, November. He was on fucking last night. Or the night before, whenever it was. Sunday. Sick. I like Jimmy Joe. I love him, honestly. I would have gone. I would have fucking gone there. Oh. It's only along the road. Was about to get a taxi, like, I can't walk. No, Johan didn't see him. It's like the boss didn't see him. And just imagine I've just been watching, you know, only a little clip of Michael Jackson in 1997 and 98 in Berlin doing, you know, all the dances and, you know, singing and fantastic entertainer. I used to do all that, moonwalking, you know, twirling around and doing that with the hat. I used to do all that. And if you believe that, you'll believe anything. I was watching it all. And I said to myself, I seen him at Aintree Racecourse when he appeared there, Michael Jackson. And I think it was 83 or 84. Seen the Jacks. 66 came out with a dig about 3. I know. Why can't he just move on by adding more petrol to the flame? Brilliant. Brilliant comments. You see, I don't refer to his name anymore. Don't myself. He plays tomorrow night on Channel 5. It's terrible, Simon. It really is. It's the Bear. Your name's in it as well, Bear. Your name's there, brother. Hi, Frank. Hope you're well, my brother. Certainly. It's good to see you, so. It's good, really is. And Simon says, I haven't been to games for a few years as I refuse to pay the higher prices, but next season will be the same with no George Septon. Yeah. George? Yeah. I'll try and get George on. I'll get George, honestly, he's a smashing man. I've had him on before, haven't I? Do you know? Frank, if by any chance my name is thrown, I'd like you to give it to Daryl for his. Oh, fucking hell, brilliant. Brilliant. Dino. Great gesture. Honestly, great gesture. Daryl's name's in it anyway, he could win. The item fatty. Pew! Hiya, John. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Great to see you, actually. And thanks, Dino, for that, gesture, super gesture. Frank, totally agree, to be honest. Too many fans are like China and believe any nonsense. I can't be arsed with these clowns just building up hopes of some fans because the more clicks, the more revenue. That's right. It's all click. I can fucking do it. I could do it. Put clickbait up. And people don't do that. What for? So you're right, Simon. You're right, mate. I'm seeing Callum. Callum's name's on it as well in the app. I'll do it in about 5 or 10 when I get through these. The key things, hang on, I'll have to put on my glasses. Reading books. Excuse me. Oh, fucking hell. The key thing to take on board is look at the squad at the end of the transfer window. Then we can judge. Yes, a big overhaul is needed. Important. We don't leave ourselves short. Great point, that. That's a great point. That's a great point, though. Liam, brilliant point. Fucking hell. Something on my fucking glasses. Sorry about this. Sorry about that. Edward. Hello, Frank and Chat. Hey, Edward. You're in the draw. I'll be doing this in a few minutes, boys. Just a sidestep on football. I can see Trump has ordered fucking pricking. Ordered more fighter jets to come into the UK. I think he has given the Ayatollah time to get out to Russia. Apparently, they knew his precise location. Fucking big satellite. That's why they've been decapitation of the leaders. It's fucking murder. Nothing else, it's murder. What I can't understand, there's an international criminal court warrant out for Netanyahu by Europe, The Hague, and they're fucking giving him arms. That's support. That's for tomorrow. See, but Trump came out and said he wants Russia to go back into the G8. Fuck off. Got Brexit now, mate. I heard about a guy who's waited donkey's years for a season ticket and he finally got one. His seat is in the... Because even if Frankie and our fab chatter says the red bit, he's also in the thing. Oh, fantastic. And Christopher says, I'm an LFC member and still almost impossible to get a match ticket, but you may get a pre-season friendly ticket. Tell you what I'll do with you. I usually get them fucking things. And if I get one, I'll put it up here. And I wouldn't want playing it, fuck all. You can have it. I'll have a little draw like this one. And whoever wins it can have it. Even if you lived away, you'd have to come to the match, but you'd have to get a train down or a coach or wherever. Give you my address and you can come and pick it up. And have a cup of tea before you go. Simon, the difference between Al Jazeera and CNN is that CNN likes to show the bombs taken off. Al Jazeera likes to show when they land. Jimmy Dore, brilliant. Brilliant. He comes under heavy fire himself, Jimmy. Yeah, where's Raw? I haven't seen him, you know. He hasn't been on. Tony LFC. Now then, Frankie. Hope all's well, mate. Thanks, Tony. Good to see you. Yeah, okay. Most people get tickets by a friend and family, but you need an email and smartphone. What about my smartphone? My eyes going down. This one. Fucking closing over, you know. Fucking shit, I'll have to get it done. I'll have to go private. It's terrible. Sleepy said, if I win the draw, I'll be moonwalking. At least it'll feel somewhat akin to unsupported levity. Say Sleepy. I meant smoked at this draw. Oh yeah. You would levitate on that. I remember my dad taking me to the game when I was about 6 with my 3 uncles, and Charlton scored with a screamer. And I asked my dad if I went in. I asked my dad if it went in, and he wanted to swear but stopped himself. I used to go to the match with my uncles, you know, as a kid. And I never heard them swear once. They used to call the referee, you know, he's a monkey. He's a monkey. He's a little monkey. was the nearest you got to a swear word. If I win, I'll let next door raffle it off. He'll offset some of his data usage. Madrid number 12 is well rubbing it in. The treacherous backstabbing creature. Yeah, it's shocking. Do you remember when he was doing that? He scored, didn't he? Doing that. Because they were all having a go at him. But there are some lads, unfortunately, there are some lads who, how can I say this? There are some lads who are saying now, if he ever comes back, I'm going to boo him. These are the same lads. Good lads, by the way, the good lads. I'm not saying anything, you know, against them or anything. But they were saying it was a bit embarrassing, you know, booing him. We're Liverpool. We are Liverpool. And it was embarrassing to boo one of our own players. The same lads are going like, wait till he fucking comes back. He's getting more than boos. You see what I mean with what he's been saying? And I expected that. I really did. Remember when I said he was kissing the fucking badge when he scored for us? I said he'd be kissing Madrid's Real's badge in a few weeks. Same fella. He's not really kissing the fucking badge. He's kissing the Real Madrid. He's a Real Madrid player. I said, now. When he came out and said, your own goal. That game was against United. I think we lost 4-1 when I was there. I was in Man United, Bobby Chow. Incredible. Georgie Best. Dennis Law. And, we talk about, Liverpool not winning more European Cups at the time and even Champions Leagues. I can't see how the likes of Man United didn't win more. Because they were great. Unbelievable team. I think that then they were the best team Man United ever had. Best team they ever had. Better than like when, I know Johan was watching in, but there was no one around when Ferguson, were winning leagues. And lucky, they were lucky in some to win the league. But nevertheless, they were a very, very good side. But that team, the likes of Best Law and the rest of them, fantastic side. Really fantastic side. Couldn't. Georgie Best. Now, boom. What's up, Jay? You never walk alone. I think he's come on the wrong one. The boom. Some name that. And some people forget to hit that like. Don't be one of them. It helps our Frank's channel to grow. Thank you, Redbird. Thank you. That is fair, mate. Where have you been? Where have you been? We was asking about you last week. No, this week. No, last week. Hey, up, Frank. Lad, how's things? Not too bad. Where have you been? Talking about the boom. Have you heard that tomorrow they're going to reveal the next season fixtures? Yes, yeah. Be a very interesting morning to see. Who do you look for first? Who do you look for first? See, years ago, we used to just look for Everton. And then it didn't anymore. Then we look for Manchester United. See, there's teams that have always been rivals. I'm going, even the Fernie, a Leeds United supporter. They were our main rivals in the 60s and 70s. Main rivals. Because Leeds has a great team. An unbelievable team. And they were always the main rivals. So our main rivals today is Man City. It's Man City. No question. But for television purposes, it's Man United. Worldwide. Those Man United Liverpool games, more people watch them than the El Clasico ones. Darryl, beautiful gesture, mate, Sadino. Yes. Yes. Shall I draw it? Shall I draw it? I usually get tickets via friends who have season tickets. Got to 3 games last season, says Christopher. That's it, you know, when mates are going away on holiday. It's the time, innit? But I always used to get tickets. Someone said, I think it was our kids, said, well, we're going to get a season ticket. I said, what for? And that's it. Always got 2 tickets. Right, I'm going to draw it now, boys and girls. Just want to make sure that everyone is here. Been working, says Fanny. I'm a carer, mate. That's good, though. I've got a mate who's a carer, to be honest. Funny enough, Johan says, I haven't been fortunate enough to witness that scene, but my granddad tells me beautiful stories of that era in our history. Glad to see some legendary anecdotes from you, top reds. Incredible. Incredible. Is your granddad still alive? Because if he is, it'd be interesting to, yeah. The likes of Paddy Crerand, he was a great Scottish player. And that's when Scottish players were great. If you know what I mean. You always had top teams who always had Scottish players in. We did. Liverpool did. But anyway, I'm going to draw this now. Ta-da. Listen, I'm just going to get me water. I forgot to bring me water in because I had to carry my cap, carry this, and carry that, carry 2 sets of glasses. Won't be a minute. I'll just snobble out to get me water. Won't be a minute. Water. I had that, flavoured water. Strawberry. Strawberry. Naboom. I've never seen you before. Love hearing your knowledge. Thank you. Right. Naboom, I'm sorry, your name hasn't gone in this. That's just taking it out of me, that. Just going for me water. See how bad I am? Horrible. Right. Oh, yeah. Just give it a good shake. Can't even fucking shake it. You'd be out. Kill it. Let's do that. Let's do that. I can't say honest. Do that. Give it a big shot. Fuck. Not one dropped. Not to shake it again. One dropped out. One dropped out there. Oh, that's it. Oh. I'm going to pick it. I'm going to pick it. And it's Edward. Can you see it? Yeah, it's Edward. Okay, now it's mad. This. Yeah, there you go. Edward's got it. It's yours, Edward. It's yours, fella. And honestly, there's your names there. Look, George Seth. Let's finish this. Nick Fadley. Simon. That's Simon. You never walk alone, by the way. Because there's only one Simon. Even Abdul Rahim, he always comes on and says, give Frank Carlyle. Look, Daryl Merry. Honestly, God, you're all there, boys. Dorothy Langham said, didn't they? I've got Gary Rigby. Paul Bear, my old mate, Paul Bear. You're all here, honestly. Every one of you. Brian Headley, the Irish lad, he goes under the hall. He uses, well, he's there anyway. Redbird's here. Yusuf. Toscana, because she's always on. Jeff Ellison, the old mate. Christopher, who's there. He's all here, and look, there's loads more as well. Honestly, there's loads more. It's so difficult, though. Ali Danus, our Romanian friend. Daz Reynolds. Look, there's still loads more, look. Honestly, they're all there. All there. Not going right through. But you're all there. Oh. So Edward's won it. Congratulations, Edward. I hope it brings you. Just get it framed. Scottish says. The Glasgow Celtic Jock Stein team used to play the Matt Busby team every season, never lost a game. One game was 5-1, and Best got sent off. It was great, Jock. You had the three of them, didn't you? You had Bill Shankly, Jock Stein, Matt Busby. Those three Scottish fellas. But what became a very good friendship with Shankly was Tom Revie. the Leeds United manager. He became a great pair, became great friends. And Darryl says, I can't stand this weather. Look at that. I'm a Mediterranean. I love it. Do you know, always Everton, then the Manx, reckon we could be home first 3 or 4 games because there's a few rumours that the new grounds won't be ready. I guess tomorrow we'll find out. Where would they play? Simon says, I spent a lot of money on booze, birds and fast cars. The rest I just squandered. And in 1969, I gave up women and alcohol. It was the worst 20 George Best. Shame he died, wasn't it? You know, he was given a chance when he got new liver, and he just ballooned it, didn't he? He was sold by Man United to was a Fulham at the age of 28. 28 years of age. It's like Bjorn Borg. Bjorn Borg, to me, was the greatest of all tennis players. The greatest of all. And he retired when he was 27. 27. Bjorn Borg. The Iceborg. Fantastic player. Best player ever lived. Unbelievable. The same Celtic team destroyed the Leeds team twice that Frank was talking about in the European Cup. Yeah. Some great teams, weren't they? Some great teams at the time. I've been up to Parkhead. I've been to fucking hell. Begin to Camden. I couldn't think of it. Couldn't think there. Yeah, well, at Parkhead was some girl. Camden. Scottish. Smash them likes on the way in for Frank. Thank you, Scott. Ciao, Franco. Toscana. Toscana, just let your name out there. I put you in the draw, you know, for the programme. And Edwards won it. I made up, you know, I'm not pulling any faces. I made up. Someone won it. I don't even know if Edwards with us tonight. It'll be a little surprise for him. Ciao Franco, ciao amiga, Toscan, come stai? And everyone, hope you're all well. Been a bit of a hectic day, but I wanted to check in. I've had a very quiet day, honestly. Sat here like a big lemon. Can't do anything. Drum roll for Frank, says Barry Albert. You moaning again, you know, you'll get scouts out you. Fuck off you. Do you know what? He phones me up, you know. And he always leaves me on the town and he says I'm moaning. It looked like Frank was doing something else there with the shot. with the sheikh. I know. I just wish that. I wish I could give you all fucking something honest. Yeah, look, Toscana, there's your name. It's called out, sweetheart. All the names are. Who's this one? Yeah, I read that one. Darryl. Scottish Bearer. Scottish Bear. Just shows you, doesn't it? You know, like, I just wish that I could fucking give you all something, honestly, because you said, oh, so nice. Yeah, look, that's the Evo's name. They're all here, honestly. I'm not cheating or anything. Lee Brady's there. Redbeard's there. Snapey. Snape. Snapey. Simon. Well, John Edwards, yeah. Johan. Edwards, congrats, legend. The Bear. Edwards, well done. The Redbird, well done. That's lovely, yeah. I don't know where I hope he's all right. Go for you, Fernie. I'm a carer myself, says Toscana. That's lovely. Christopher, congratulations, Edward. Get it free. Yeah, honestly. Darryl, nice one, Edward. Barry. Fucking hell, I wish I could. I wish I could give you some fucking sleepy. Reload. Darryl says to the Scottish Bear, this Isaac stuff seems to be getting serious. I'm excited, mate, to be honest. Thank you for the opportunity, Frank. You're a star, says Barry. Thank you, Barry. No, yous are all stars, not me. I just wish I could give everyone something, honest to God. Fanny and Toscana, I'm in the carer club as well, says Christopher. Go away. How lovely. Ah, Callum. Yeah. You're right there, Callum. They're getting ready. I always remember going back to the 80s. See, Americans are always America. If there was no America, there'd be no wars. I hope you realise that. And in the 80s, Reagan said to Thatcher, can I use my Air Force bases in your country? Because they've got fucking Air Force bases here. And we're a vassal to the America. We're a vassal. We're a vassal state, just like all of Europe is. And she said, yeah, okay. And that was to bomb Gaddafi in his tent in the desert. And luckily enough, he wasn't there. to take off from our bases to get to Libya. They Edward. Thanks everyone. Thanks, Frank. It's yours, mate. It's a proper, honestly, it's a proper signature. I'm wondering if normally you can see like the, but it says anyway, it's authentic. It's Mo's signature. They had the first game, Burnley at home. Oh, go away. Say, stay at home. Told you, didn't I, that we were away last season and we always seem to get a promoted side. And because, that could be confirmed tomorrow, Burnley at home. Callum says, Putin says America is the biggest threat to peace, and Kim Jong-un says they will act if America do, and China will respond to. It's shocking what they're doing. It really, and Lindsey Graham, he's horrible. He wants to fucking have a war with everyone. He wants a war with China, Russia. The axis of evil. And, because the axis of evil that America put up. And we're all supposed to go, oh, they're all evil. That's China. What's fucking China ever done to us? What's Russia ever done to us? I remember Khrushchev saying, they were having a go. Also, I'm going back to the 50s, the late 50s. I was reading all this, studying what was happening in the 50s. And I think it was Macmillan or someone was saying about Russia and going on. And we were lucky not to invade after the Second World War. And this is all about Churchill saying, let's go on and take Russia. Russia having defeated Germany. Wasn't the Allies really, it was Russia who got to Berlin first, fighting fucking 80% of the might of the German army, while the Allies were fighting 20% of the Germans. And they wanted to go in. And Khrushchev said, now don't forget Crimea as well, invading Crimea in 1854, fighting the Russians, the British and the French. But it was mainly Britain. And Khrushchev said, when was the last time he invaded you lot? When? Tell me, when? Never had a fucking answer, because they've never invaded us. When was the last time China invaded us? Iran? North Korea? The axis of evil, as America put it. Darryl, Newcastle won't sell to us, bro, says the Scottish player. Don't get too excited. I've always said that. And can we afford his wages that he's on? You have to take a big cut. The only thing there, though, is they want Jota. So that could be a little leverage. But I wouldn't put too much emphasis on it. And I don't want Gordon. I don't want him. Darryl, Newcastle, exactly. Dino, After the Munich air disaster, Liverpool sent about 6 or 7 reserve players to help Man United put out the team to fulfil fixtures. And this one never gets mentioned, does it? Never gets mentioned. Celtic dragged us by the scruff of the neck after Hillsborough and said, get up here, because we were all moping around. They were. And it was Celtic who came down and said, get up here. And we had to have a competitive match. AC Milan stopped the game. Stopped the game. Told the referee we're stopping the game after 1 minute of play. And You Never Walk Alone was blasting everywhere after Hillsborough. That doesn't get mentioned. Oh no, all the fucking negative stuff. Liverpool wants to sack him and Bates. And there I agree, bro, about his sack, says the head Pete. Snaky. Bestie was mesmerising. Watched them once live at the Victoria Grounds in Stoke. The lad was like a ballet dancer in quicksand, on quicksand. In the days when defenders could hack players down. Brilliant job. Yeah, Liverpool has a player called Phil Ferns. And he used to mark. We had the fucking son was Mark George Best, that was it. We played a few games. Great Best though. You know, when you see these players, when you see, you know, before your eyes, some of the greatest players ever. Do you know what? I've always said this, you know. You get the likes of Tommy Smith, Nobby Stiles, Norman Hunter. Little Eels, what's his name? Oh, got sent off with Keegan. Fucking hell. Billy Bremner. You know, Dave Mackay. They were all hard players, but not dirty. They were just hard players. Fucking hard lads. Great football. Tommy Smith was a great footballer, you know. Great. Bestie word, yeah. Edwards. I went to Ibrox in the 90s for a testimonial. Steve McManaman scored. Steve McManaman scored a cracker against, was it Celtic? Yeah, Celtic. And he picked it up from our half and ran right through. Buried it. He was great, McManaman. And he learned Spanish over there to learn it here. Said about George, he was in my opinion, says Simon, the second best player on the planet after Pele. Now he is buried less than 200 foot from my grandparents. And that at Lost Lawn Cemetery, Belfast. Go away. You see, to me, everyone was always on about Pele, even me. Then a certain fella came along and took over the mantle. And that was Diego Maradona, the greatest footballer. Then an incredible player. To me, he was the greatest player I've ever seen. Greatest. Unbelievable. Frank couldn't even finish his contract. Wanted to leave a month early, he said. He was learning Spanish since before Christmas. Trent knew what he was doing, says Johan. Of course he knew. Me and Steve Evans knew. The Latasians who is related to the Spanish linguist trying to get Robbo to Atletico on a free. Time for LFC to call these fraudsters out. That's the way it is, Steve. And don't forget, Robertson, he chased his agent and went with Trent's brother, didn't he? So that shows you. But it shows you what he wanted. I'm talking about Robertson. And to me, he's finished for the last 2 years. I've said it all the time. I've said it. His legs went. And people say, oh, we should keep him for the fuck off experience. Got loads of experience there in our team. Loads of it. Fucking need him. Let him go to Atletico Madrid. Have you noticed Atletico Madrid to his mate? You'll be neighbours. Living in the same street. Love your suggestion to have a show with some LFC greats like Mulby and George Sefton, Jan and Mandy Mulby do a lot of charity work that goes under the radar, over 7.5 million. Yeah. You're right there. She's lovely, Mandy. Lovely lady. I'm trying to think of something. And if it comes off, I'll put it up. I'll say, this is your next prize. And you'll love it. I'll try and get it to him. I've got to get hold of a mate of mine first. Steve, well done, Edward. Good bird. If you could give me one thing, Frank, I'd want it to be your vast knowledge. I'd be able to go on Mastermind and smash it. You could give my vast knowledge. Yeah. I always remember my old professor, you know. I forget what it was. But it was a money pro. I think it was W Money or something like that. No, was it W Money? I can't forget what it was. Back years ago. And this fella, he was it the $64,000 question thing, or the $64,000 question, or whatever it was. And the fella won it. I said, I was having a cup of tea with my old professor. You know, I was a student. And I said to him, did you think of that fella last night? Prof. He said, very good. He said, there are people who've got a fantastic knowledge of, certain things, like answering questions. But if you ask for the substance of that answer they've given, you won't know. And I said, what do you mean? He said, well, suppose someone asked, say like there was a question of, and I'll never forget it actually. He said, suppose there was a question of an invasion by a certain emperor in AD 43, just like that. And he'd know it. But if you ask him why he invaded, he wouldn't be able to answer. because there's no substance behind the answer that they give. Never forget that. You know, like as I said, you know, general knowledge person who knows loads of answers to questions. I always remember, though, never forget, Gerard used to be a quiz master. And this is before all these fucking phone things. And there was the 41st question. But Gerard wasn't doing it. It was a fella named Harold, a lovely man. And the 41st question was for like, I think £25. You know, going right up. But it was always very hard. Never forget this. So we're sitting there. And people were saying, you know, he shouldn't be allowed in. You know, me. I'm like, why? He said, well, fuck it then. You shouldn't be allowed in. Anyway, I sat there. And this 41st question came up. And what it was who was the husband of Boudica? Well, Baudelaire, he said. Name's Boudica. And I knew it. And I said to her, I said, what do you want to do? Do you want to put it down or what? Because they fucking think that, you know, cheating. Because I was lecturing at the time, the Roman Empire. So we said, fuck them. Put it down. I won the 25 quid. Fucking cheat over there. How can you cheat when a fucking question's asked? That was the problem. So if anyone asked you lot, who was the husband of Boudica, say Prasatagus. Have you noticed the names, by the way? Prasatagus, Boudica, Cartamandu, Venuccius. You noticed all of the, not like Jones and Smith, is it? What we have today. These are ancient Britons, by the way. Steve, yeah. Let's go, champ. Steve, just on the draw, mate. Edwards won it. Your name was in the hat as well, Steve. Do you know that? I should go to bar that draw, straight out of Lancaster Gate, nothing dodgy at all. Congrats, Edward. Oh, fucking Steve Evans. Elf Garner talked at that draw, Gino. Shows you, doesn't it? Eh? Jeez. Believe it or not, Joe Kieran underpaid, overworked. I know what you have to do, folks, says Barry. Yeah. They are overworked and they are underpaid. I do know that. As a mate who, when I had my operation, he used to come, he's a carer, and he used to come in. You know, to get a shower, he used to fucking hold me when I got a shower. And things like that. I was saying, I'm sorry about this, you know. He said, behave yourself. You know, like getting a shower and that. You don't forget things like that. You don't forget things. I don't anyway. And Steve says to the Bear, used to offer Jota or Nunes plus Elliott Quansah, Elliott and Cash on top for Isak. How many fucking players is there? To offer Jota or Nunes, okay, that's one. Plus Quansah, that's two. Three fucking players in Cash for Isak. Injury prone him, you know. No, wouldn't fucking do that. When Shanks died in 81, Matt Busby was inconsolable for weeks after. He and Mr. Shankly were close friends. You're right there, Snapey, they were. And even when Jock Steen died, it was shocking, you know, because it hit them like a fucking train because they were close. Barry says, I didn't know that, you know, stupid. I thought I should do, but that's one gesture. Isak is injury pro. Yeah, I know, and I wouldn't do it myself personally. That's just me. Don't know about you, lads. Steve says to the Bear, you can offer Palace or Everton, Gomez, Doug for Branthwaite or Wharton. I remember that with Celtic, Frank, after the disaster. There is a reason why Celtic copied Liverpool. 90% of Celtic fans are Liverpool. Yes, that shows the size and magnitude of that. I always remember, you know, in the Cup, and I'm going back years ago, you know, as well. And the chant used to be like Celtic, and you know, and on the other hand, Rangers, Celtic, Rangers. I hope someone else remembers that. I'm talking about Liverpool fans, you know, because there's a section here there, you know, Rangers fans section that were there, Celtic fans. Johan. Frank, my granddad always says, Liverpool may be our rivals, but we're brothers. They stood by us during our toughest times. He turns 91 in December, and he's still instilled respect I have for it. Go away. So he instilled, so you were inspired by your granddad. I was on Sky Sports. He got hold of me and he said, listen, do us a favour. I said, what? And they said, you know, besides that, we were playing Man United. And it was like a Saturday. It was recorded the day before. It was a Saturday or Sunday. Anyway. And he said, as it's always been rivalry, you know, not just football, but, you know, the city's rivalry. And I said, the only thing about, I said, rivalry. I said, and I had to be honest. I said, without Liverpool, the Mills of Manchester would have ceased to be, and Manchester wouldn't have grown. And he said, why? I said, because the cotton came into Liverpool, and the mills were feeding off the cotton that came through to Liverpool. I said, so we used to send it up there. Then he said, okay, you know, we'll build a Liverpool Manchester ship canal. No. So that'll go through. But Liverpool weighed, and they started weighing the cotton and then getting a price of it instead of going right through. You see the Liverpool Salford it went to be honest, canal. So it fed all the mills around it, and they were made up with that. But, you know, the Manchester fans go, oh, fuck off. Who's this fella? What does he know? Honest. The Bear. Maradona is the best player I've ever seen. It isn't even close, yeah. Because we all went, like us oldies, we all went on about Pele, and he was great, Pele. Fucking hell. And then Georgie Best came along, but he wasn't as good as Pele, if you know what I mean. He was always up there. Then the likes of Cruyff came about. You see, then these players, and then the greatest of them all at the scene, and there's no one better than him since. And that was Maradona. That's just me and the Bears' opinion. Incredible player. That's a thumbs up for being a carer of Tuscany. Simon, in the end, it is about whether God wants us to be in the final. But I know that it was God, that what God wants. You're going to say Maradona there, aren't you? This time, we will not need the hand of God because it will be the will of God. Do you know what? England never ever forgave him for that. They never ever got over it. Never. Darryl, the best player I've ever witnessed is Zidane. No, better players than Zinedine Zidane was a great player, but better players than him. He even said Steven Gerrard was better than him. He said, "I'd love to have played alongside Steven Gerrard, the greatest player of his generation." So the only thing that will bother me when Robbo goes, says the Bear, he won't get the send-off he deserves. The thing is, that's the problem. It's all coming out. It's all coming out. If you think about it, someone's been in Robbo's ear. Get rid of your agent and have our kid. So he's had a word with their kid and gone like that. Yeah. So the word is right in there. And I wondered why. In the last part of the season, coming to the end of the season, his game went from bad to worse. He wasn't that good, Robertson. That's why Tsimikas was, I think Tsimikas had more game time in his Liverpool career last season. So he's just playing out. I know, I'm not surmising because he did change his agent. And it tells me he wanted to go to Madrid. But not Real, but Atletico's made up. And they've been negotiating. I'm talking about the agent of Roberts. Got him here, great experience, great left back. It'd be ideal for you lot that's there for Atletico. Think about that. I didn't want the other fella to play the last 4 games of Liverpool. I didn't want him to play. And I blame Slot for their splitting the whole of the fan base down. When you have people booing them and people coming out, like I mentioned before, saying, that was embarrassing our players, that a player being booed by our own fans. It doesn't happen. It fucking does happen. to be honest, we've got to sell players. We have to sell them. I think we're going to get about 8 or 10 million for Robertson. Something like that. But I'd have that Alvarez. Isak is an injury-prone player, Liam. Nunes will be sold. Jota and Chiesa, Federico. So all these players that are going, how much is Gerald Quanta going for? We've already sold Kelleher, haven't we? So where's the money coming in? We've just won the league. Money coming in. We're one of the most watched teams on TV worldwide. Think about it. All the revenue. Incredible. We've got the money there, but it makes no difference. We're still a sell-to-buy club. Always have been. Under the model of the owners. If you want a player, sell him. Who's your finest asset? And it was when that Kamoli, he wanted to bring in Andy Carroll. Andy Carroll. And he said, who's your finest asset? He said, Torres. Sell him. But people think that, Nando wanted to go and all this. And he went. Scottish player. Maradona, the greatest player of football history, past, present, and for infinity, says Steve. Totally agree with you there, brother. Fozzie. Yes, Uncle Frank. I hope you are well, sir. You'll never work. Thank you, Fozzie. Thank you so much, and you, fella. I would see you for yonks. Yeah, look. Fozzie in the house. Hello. Darryl. Fozzie, my brother from another mother. Yeah, see, Fozzie, how much you be missed. And Steve says to the bear, would you swap Nunes for Oshiman or Leo? I'd like that Alvarez, from Atletico. That's nice, that coming from Fozzie. Toscana. Johan. Traitor Trent, says Toscana. And his aging brother had it all set up. His brother's been touting Andy Robertson around Europe. He is. Here you go. Put it in the nutshell. Steve, I would swap you for me. Brilliant. Swap you for me. Steve says, get on Frank's channel, Fozzie. And he says, I'm here for these. Well, I can't bring anyone on at the moment, to be honest. But it'd be great if you get in touch, you know, that. Fantastic. And as I say, it's nice one, Steve. You know, that's Steve Evans sending us congratulations. And so, did you know that the 1986 Hands of God's World Cup Maradona, he was fouled 52 times over the course of the tournament, a record that still stands. Yeah. Yeah, no, there's a good shout. As to Darrell by Steve, he says, I would prefer to spend the 150 million on Osherman, Edison, and Lukabe. I'd like that Edison myself. But no one mentions Nkapi. Oh. Steve, Fozzie, Darrell, Isak, 150 million. Unstoppable. He missed 6 games, says Darrell. Edward, Steve, is that Steve? I've got your name down there, mate. You know, you were on the list of these things. I even had polo wins. Remember them? There's him down. Honestly, the Red Raw, Anfield Raw, Red Beard. Remember the boss, the capo? His name? And our Barry there, look, Barry Alfred. I had them all. I had you all, honestly. I don't fucking cheat. IBR Stellar as well. I had IBR. See, I had you all, honestly. I had every one of these. Every single one. Where they all fucking go, no? Right. But I did have you so. Shining there. Yeah, there's the Red Bear. And you, Steve, it's you, mate. That's his all. And that was the best I could do. And Edwards won it, fair and square. Tino said I wanted to go to bar. There's no fucking pleasing you, sister. Like me at. Oh, there's fucking loads of them. I even went to that, you know, like when it goes in the peaking. Sorry about this, boys and girls. Fucking hell. So even the king nearly won the Premiership thing. I think he came second to me. And this is the hat I had it in. My cap. See? What do you think? And on that wonderful note, I've got to tell. Who's on Facebook? Who's on Facebook? Someone's on Facebook. Because I need to, fucking hell. I need Edward to get my address and my phone number. How's he going to do it? Is anyone on Facebook who could send a message if you're in touch with Edward? It's the only fucking way. I just don't know. Send an email. That's the problem. Now, Snapey was the one, he knows where I live. Steve Evans, if he was the one, he knows where I live. Daryl's got my phone number. Edwards, if you're in touch with, say, Daryl, if you're in touch with him, get hold of him and Daryl will give you my number and phone me. I'll phone you back. No problem. So you can come and collect it. That's the only problem I've got now. So I'll be fucking worrying about that. I don't want any stress, you know. And I just say, Frank, there were Scousers who were Liverpool Rangers or Liverpool Celtic or Everton Rangers. Or yeah, that's right. Absolutely. Thomas Emmanuel Toyin. Some name that, isn't it? Join free code for free code tonight immediately. There you have it, boys. Free code. Daryl says Osman isn't Prem proven. Leagues like Turkey and Serie A, Isak is Prem. Well, he's so Barry, people used to say Di Stefano was the best, Frank, although I was too. I seen Di Stefano, Real Madrid, and there was a winger alongside him called Ento, Gento, Ento. Unbelievable. Argentinian he was. Di Stefano. An incredible player. Incredible. But you know, like, coming out of that, I think one of the best players, and he gets mentioned, but he hardly gets mentioned in a certain, like, you know, hierarchy of players. And that was Del Piero and Roberto Di Baggio. Two fantastic players. He was another fella, I was going to say Franco Zeffirelli, wasn't it? I forget his name. A winger. Fucking destroyed England all the time. Number 7, I can see him. Black hair, moustache, going back to the 70s. Franco, oh, fuck, forget his name. Sure, it began with a Z, though. Fantastic player. Fucking hell. But you never heard the Italians get mentioned. Look at Totti. Incredible player. Dino Zoff. Great keeper. The Bear. Edward. I don't know any Everton fans who supported Celtic or vice versa. Up here, nearly all Celtic fans are Liverpool fans. A lot of Rangers fans are Chelsea fans. There you go. And he's Scottish. Robbo needs to go, says Ali Danus. He needs a fresh start, and I am sure he will do great at Madrid, like he did for Liverpool. I'll always support him. That's nice. That's nice. And Edward says, there, I was a red who liked Rangers, and my stepbrother was a blue and liked Celtic. Well, I've always looked at the youths, always. And that was before Hillsborough, by the way. Do you know the way when you're young and you always have a team, like my family, like the men. I'm talking about uncles and great uncles and whatever. And they supported Napoli, most of them. And the others supported Inter. And it was years and years later, I was saying to the youngest uncle, who's passed on now, about why Inter? And he said to me some significance, and I found out a few years later after when I was talking to some Inter supporter when I was in when I was in a place called Lido Diaz, northern Italy, on my holidays. And I said, why Inter? And he said, because Inter was more of a, and these are like great uncles and whatever, that they were like Liverpool. They were Liverpool supporters. There was only one, my Uncle Tony, who was an Evertonian. I don't want to talk about it. I like them. Brilliant. And he said they're like Liverpool. Inter was like Liverpool. And then he said, Juve is like the Man United of Italy. Because at the time, everybody hated Man United. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thanks, Daryl. Thank you, mate. Thanks, mate. Appreciate that. Cheers, fella. If Samika stays, I'm fuming. He is pointless. Staying. It's going to be a backup for Kirkes. And as it says, Toscana, nice one, bro. And you're right, Mo will always be a legend. I'm gonna have Jason and I were talking about it, and sometime next week, if you don't mind, I'll have a program. You know, footy thing, and if you think about it, what's your greatest memory of Liverpool? You know, like what's your greatest game? What's your greatest memory? It doesn't have to be a game that you were at. You know, loads of people will come out and say the likes of Istanbul who weren't even there. You know, but that is it's an incredible memory. The Barca game, an incredible memory. But there'll be other games. There'll be other games that you could think of. There'll be other great memories, even coming home from a match. You see what I mean? And so I'm going to have a program, something like similar to that. This is when I think a few players will be bought by them, shining the dotted line. Instead of the only shining we've really got is the other fella, Frank Carlyle. Theo Hernandez was available for €80 million. We should buy him. Love the guy. Great left back. Says Ali Danous. I think Nkappi's a great left back. But we've got, I think, Kirkes, haven't we? Well, I don't fucking know who we got. I just want to see them writing on a piece of paper, wearing a Liverpool shirt at the actual training, you know. Players leave. It's part of football. These send-offs are boring and are over the top. Robbo is a great, and his legacy will never die at Anfield. And I am fine if he goes and leaves how he does. I don't blame him for not wanting to be a big part player. Shows his winning mentality. You know me? Steve Edwards in full control of spending at LFC on new players. Is he indirectly giving Klopp a dig, middle finger, spreading over 100 million? Bang on. Fucking 100% bang on. That's why I'm gonna have it. I'll come out with something in a few weeks' time. Fucking phony. Fucking phony, mate. Honestly. The Bear Edwards, well, that's the first for me. Up in Scotland, Celtic, Liverpool, Rangers, Chelsea. Might be different down south. So, yeah. Isak is playing months per. You see, the people I knew, you know, like, as I said, you'd always have a Scottish team. But it was always Celtic, who I know. The Utes. And with some people, you know, it's because of the friendship between Shankly and Jock Stein. And it spills over to Ireland, you know, as well. Because you have lots of Manchester United fans in Ireland and a lot of Liverpool fans in Ireland. And Ali Darouche says, Isak is playing months per season. I don't understand why we don't need Chiesa. He is a great player, but if Slot doesn't want him, we need to sell him. The fans are fully justified in booing. Problem is, Frank, the ones who booed had made peace with Trent in a way. Now the constant digs by the rat means he's writing his name out of our history as he's becoming maligned due to his abhorrent behaviour during the last year, and certainly since he's left. There you go, you see, there you go, it's, like as I said, a few people who I know well were saying, we embarrassed ourselves by booing our own, we're Liverpool, we don't do that. Now they're turning around and saying, well, when he fucking comes here, if we play Real, we're going to fucking boo him. Twice as much. And these are the people who wouldn't boo. You see, it's the way it is. And I fucking blame Slot. I do, You mightn't think that, he's got he fucking played him. And he's seen the reaction. He should never have fucking played him. Slot. Never forgive him for that. Think what you like about me. But he should never have fucking played him. He split the old fucking fan base down. Right down the middle. Slot. He's not a fucking stupid person. He fucking knew what would happen. That's what I say anyway. Simon, the big issue this summer, too many clubs are hiking up the prices because of Saudi. Any other season would be going for Isak, Gokeres, Alvarez is too dear. I could see them going for Sesko. Jack Attack. Apparently, a journalist said that Liverpool are done with their business and are looking for a false nine. This could be false news, but he is a very reliable source, so it could be true also. Thanks for that, Jack Attack. Thank you. I haven't seen you on here before. Jota wanted by Spurs for 40 million, says Steve. Quansah for 35, Nunes 50, Elliott 30, Joe 30, Diaz 60, 245 million. I don't want to see Diaz go. I really don't. I like Lucho. I like Lucho. But that's a hell of a lot of, how many players is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players. You have to fucking replace them. We're better than what we've got. You've got Nunes and Jota. And if you come into, even Doak and Diaz, they're all forwards. Who are you left with? Someone mentioned, I don't know whether it was the Bear, I'm not quite so sure, it could have been the Bear, that we could be left with a very thin squad. And that happened last season. And Slot said, didn't he, I only like little squads, small squads. small squads blow up. It's been proved over the years. Proved over the years. Especially at 10 squads where you've got no proper backup. I was looking at the Barca game, funny enough, only the highlights. And I seen on our bench, the Barca game, Woodburn and Brewster. And I said at the time, off the bench, because people were going on about, Woodburn's going to make legs. Brewster, well, get the back up, Brewster. I went, no, not going to make it. I'm not going to make it. Where are they now? Vindicated. Was vindicated. And at the time, the clock man brought in that, he'd saying this fella's fucking name, Carrius. And he said, we've just got the second best goalkeeper in Germany. And I said, we don't want the fucking second best Jäger. We want the best. That was before Allison, obviously. We got the best. Where are we? Another Real Madrid game in Kiev, I would have played Mignolet over Carrius. Carrius was fucking dreadful. I've never known a fucking goalkeeper like him. Fucking terrible. For me, growing up watching Ronaldo, he is the best player I've ever seen, especially at Barca. He was just perfect, says Ali Danush, our Romanian friend. Ronaldo. There was a fella named Rivellino, Brazil. Fucking hell. Should have seen him play. Number 10. 70 World Cup. What a player. He hardly gets mentioned. You had great Italian players. That's why they won the World Cup. With Cannavaro captain. Remember? Great team. An unbelievable team. Uzzari. Steve. Edwards is trying to prove a point, trying to imply the money was always available to Klopp, and Klopp wouldn't spend the money allocated. Bang on. Bang on. They're talking about Trent's having fucking digs. These are the fucking digs. At the big German. The big Jäger. Always remember what Ula did. She turned her back on all that fucking crap. Thanking their Jäger. Last game of the season he had. Turned her back on them because she fucking knew what went on. I love that Slot gave him the opportunity to wear and witness the anger and disappointment we felt regarding how we were treated at the time. I thought Slot misjudged the situation. However, I believe Slot was very deliberate in his actions. No, he fucked everything up, Tino, no matter what you say, mate. And wanted to make an example. No, he fucking played him. Can't see that. Especially since he had criticised his efforts. What frustrated me even more was Jürgen's involvement. He had no right to tell us how we should. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You're right. But don't, I wouldn't make excuses for what fucking Slot did. All that, and even like Jürgen, that wouldn't have fucking mattered. If he should never have fucking played him. That's what I'm saying. He fucking split the old fan base down. Now they're all fucking having a go again, aren't they? Because of him. Because of Slot. Steve said the alley. Oh, 9. Best number 9 in history. Football present for infinity. You never see another player like him. Who's that? Who's that 9? Frank Foley's still doing his shows, mostly in the morning. We always give you a shout out. Oh, thanks. Oh, thanks. Thank Foley for me. I can't do anything of a morning. Certain things. If I take a game with something on their apps, it's just that I have to fucking take all this stuff, you know what I mean? Doing certain things of a morning. Oh, not that certain thing. I don't think Edwards is even thinking about Klopp when he's looking for players. He's there in bed. Keep them likes coming, Liverpool faithful, says the. Thank you. Oh, thank you. And Simon says to say, good shout about Lukaku and Sesko Hughes. I'm sure, as a words with Klopp. Last I heard, Nkappi was due to be going to LFC, I think, Mr. Tree. I would have tried to swap with Quansah. I think Nkappi's fucking brilliant. I tell you who we missed out on, and it still kills me. It still kills me. And that was Kvaratskhelia from Napoli to PSG. I watched that lad for 3 fucking years. I was saying, get him. Get this lad. He's unbelievable. Could have had him 58 million. Why did we fucking buy him last summer? Why did we buy him in the winter? I'm sick. Fucking sick. Scottish Bears is there. If it means Ezra spends the money on the squad and still taking body shots at Klopp, long may it continue the body shots. Well, Steve says let's see if it's consistent spending and backing. I ain't convinced. Frank, are you setting up new fantasy next season? No. I'm just doing it a prem because I know that user only. And I haven't a fucking clue how they work anyway. I'll just set it up. Do you know what I mean? Have a go at it. And whoever wins, I'll have a good prize for you still. I will. I'll email you for, oh, good, okay. Frank sent me once a night. That's impossible. Too many fans bandy around saying Isak only 120 or it's a TK 80. The issue is FSG have already spent big, but too many fans forget the wages it will take to get these type of players to sign up. Say sign up. Good shout that. In that Frank looks more like Arthur Shelby than Arthur Shelby by order of the Frank Carlyle. Who's Arthur fucking Shelby? Who's that? Fucking Arthur Asky is. Sorry, Frank, I think in Cappy's a no-go. Leverkusen won't sell any more of their players to us until next year, unless FSG buy Leverkusen. Yeah, they're after another portfolio, aren't they? George Best said Dalglish was on par with Di Stefano. Best, he said, he'd build a whole team around Kenny. That's really genius, as Best called him. To know that, Snapey. The greatest football I've ever seen is Nazzaro de Lima Ronaldo. Before the World Cup final, he was on level I've never seen before. He was unplayable, has everything, pace, strength, touch, speed of thought, unreal. After the World Cup final, he was never the same. Absolute mystery. Yeah, but you get... Do you ever remember Phil Babb in the World Cup? He was fucking unbelievable. And we bought him and he was fucking terrible. And you get players like that. Bruno Giroud. The goal he scored against Man United, played great against that fucking Chelsea. Oh, he's unbelievable. Come here, he's fucking awful. So you get players like that in like tournaments or whatever. It's like a song, isn't it? Really, you know, these one-hit wonders. They say, "Oh, brilliant," and this next song come out fucking awful. Song got awful. Song that was it. One-hit wonders. I've just checked, says Edward. Di Stefano played for 3 countries: Argentina, Colombia, and Spain. But he was Argentinian. I didn't know he played for Colombia. I think I had an idea that he did play for Spain, funny enough. Like a lot of South Americans did. Dino. Celtic are my second team, yeah. That's it. I had a Bosch Liverpool Celtic flat cap off my uncle years ago, from the 80s. Bosch. Our lad though. Years ago, there was a lot of Union Jack flags at Liverpool. Don't see them now, do you? You do not see them now. The BM. If we had a prime Suarez in this current team, we'd be up. I've always said that Luis Suarez is the best player ever to throw a red shirt. Ever. You know, they all say about Kenny and everything. Okay. But he was an incredible player. Luis Suarez. Agree with you there as well. BM. Remember these strikers? Klinsmann, brilliant. Eto'o, yes. Batty. Vulture at Madrid. Raul. Eusebio. Raul. Fucking great money for Real. Raul. Eusebio. I seen him at Anfield. Raul. When we beat them 4-0. Casillas in goal. He's the greatest goalkeeper. Steven Gerrard. Nando Torres. I was there. I was in the Anfield Road stand, up at here. Looking over, it's over to the Real Madrid fans. What a fucking game that was. Raul. Do you ever remember the penalty given though? Who was that? The Reinser fella. It's him here. But he had his hands up and he thought that was his hand. I think if he was a VAR then that penalty would have been given. That Eusebio was brilliant. The Prime Suarez and it's world domination for the next 5 years, 16. And the Gary McAllister's free kick could have so much. Yeah, look at that. That's what I mean. It doesn't. It's a game, yeah, but it's not like the game like Barcelona or anyone else. Istanbul. It's not a game like that. But that was that free kick. Incredible. One of the maddest free kicks ever, wasn't it? So it's things like Sandy Brown. We were at Goodison. And Sandy Brown, big flyer netter into his own net. Should have seen us. It's fucking hilarious. And then, you know what? You're like during the game after he scored that. Give it to Sandy. Fantastic. So yeah, mad memories like that. And where were we going? We going to a map. I forget where it was. There was a fella in the fucking luggage compartment. You know what? The fucking bus was the coach was chocker block. The train. It's a fucking luggage stuck like someone's honest, the way he just said, someone's looking on it, you're a fucking case you, aren't you? Things like that. You're a fucking case you, aren't you? That's just mad, you know what I mean? Great memories. Just started reading John Cleese's autobiography. I liked this from his book. Say sad. I used to desire many, many things, but now I have just one desire, and that's to get rid of all my other desires. That's a cracker. There was something similar, I forget who it was. But I do have regrets. I've had lots of regrets in my time, and I just regret that I can't get rid of the regrets that I had. I'm still stuck with them. What can you do? What can you do? Oh, fucking great. Snavy, a single memory, 7-0 euphoria in every goal. Yes. Yes. I know what you mean. My memorable moment was the 1989 FA Cup final, Russia 2 goals. Thought it was a lovely moment that the city, the fans united in grief and pride, and despite losing, Everton fans and the club created a bond. Frank, best move for Robbo to do is, say Steve, is to join Celtic this summer, and he can retire. That's a good shout, actually. that is a good shout. When Christopher says, I still won't boo an ex-player. But they do. But they do. Look at Raheem Sterling. People forget that he was a kid and he was fucking being bullied by the Irishman. He was fucking being bullied, even in training. I remember at school a little fucking infant, little man's infant, a little 4 or 5 year old. And this teacher frightened the fuck out of me. And she used to go at it. There were black cards with yellow sums on, maths. And I had it for fucking years. She used to look at me like that. Fucking horrible she was. Horrible. And this is the way it is. You never forget things. And Barry says, no good being bitter about who. We need to move on and make him regret leaving by winning trophies year in, year out. And Dino says, in response to those saying Bjorn embarrassing the club, as another player blatantly conversed with another club and ran his contract down on the club's advice before in that way, printed. Now, the thing is, why I was talking about young Raheem Sterling, he just wanted to get away. He wanted to get away from the fucking bully, and he was a kid. And he was being bullied by a grown fucking man. And when he left, he left, and the other fellow was sacked, wasn't he? 6 weeks. He said, I would never have left Liverpool if I would have known he was going. I would have never have left. And he gets fucking booed all the time. That kid. I know McManaman did, but different circumstances and similar with Owen. He's only 80 because he went to the Manx. Trent is a Scouser, and to do what he's done is seen as the ultimate betrayal. He deserved what he got. He deserved more, actually. I think you've got to look at some of the actions he was doing. Remember this, when he scored, forget it was against he scored, and he was like that. And you know what he was doing then, don't you? Like to the fans, this is what I can fucking do. Giving me that. Fucking shocking. Because people were saying, what the fuck are you doing? Why don't you say what you want to do, lad? This is what he was saying. He fucking knew. He knew. Hey, fatty boom boom. Hey, fatty boom boom. Diaz is a must-stay. Amazing season. I say that as well, fatty boom boom. I say that. I want him to stay. I think he's great, Lucho. And Johan, exactly, Barry, make him regret going to Spain where it's a 2-horse race almost every year whilst you reach historic heights. I always said Trent's next challenge should have been to win. You did, actually. You did. That's a great shout, that, Johan. Liverpool agree 40 million for Milas Kerkers. Medical Friday. Says the Patty Boom Boom. Thank you, Fatty Bam Boom Boom. Thank you. And Simon. Franco, I mentioned it, and it is my fear that Arne's saying he can work with a smaller squad. FSG will say, look, we spent the money, which is true, but we need quality additions to a thin squad. Absolutely. See, what you get, you get people saying, well, why can't we keep Robertson? You know, with the experience. Yeah, okay. But the point is, do you think he's want to like play a second fiddle? He's won everything that you can possibly win, medal-wise, everything. Robertson. So I don't think he wouldn't play second fiddle, to be honest. So he'd want to go. Juice, that's Juice. I wish we'd done that. That's the one player I wanted was in cap. Says Juice. There's some lads on here. Alan Morris. Love the show, Frank. Thank you, Alan. Do you know what? If you were to join me during the season, I've just drawn for this. And it's Mo Salah's autograph on the Madrid Champions League final when we beat Spurs 2-0. And Mo, there's authentic signature, you know. And I've just drawn it to what, you know, to me people there. But you know, next season you have to wait to see what I've got for them. I had a fantasy league, and my grandson won it, and won a watch, very expensive watch. Thank you, Alan, for that kind comment. Can I ask a question? It's great, Peter Tomo, left winger. Destroyed Chelsea in the semi-final down at Aston Villa's ground. I was there. It was like slow motion when he beat players and he fucking hit it. It was a Peter Bonetti in goal. Forget it now. Semi-final of the FA Cup. Peter Thompson was incredible play. An incredible play. Peter Thompson. Loved him. I don't know whether he came from Preston or Bolton. Not quite so sure. I think it was Bolton. I was only a young lad, you know what I mean? Loved them all, but Peter Thompson. And what a team Liverpool had then. An incredible team. Ian Callaghan on the other wing. Roger Hunt, St. John in the middle. Willie Stevenson, you know, who's just passed on. Tommy Smith. Jerry Bay. Tommy Lawrence in goal. Big Ron Yates. He was in the team with them. Fucking destroyed everybody. So yeah, Alan. Ask Peter Thomo. Legend, never forgotten. Toscana. Hey, Fatty Boomham. What a great name that is. Hey, Fatty Boom Boom. Do you ever remember that? I think that's what he means, you know. But he say boom boom. And Simon to Dino. When 66's daddy left, he spat his dummy out. This is my daughter. I'm going to see. Hi, Mum. Yeah. Why? Oh. Is it getting done tomorrow? Oh, okay. Very good. Listen, I'll ring you back in about 10 minutes, okay? Yeah, I'm on it now. Only 10 minutes, okay? All right, Pam. See you later. Ta. That was my daughter. Fancy. Yeah, so let's say Dino, when 16 daddy left us, he spat his tummy out and he played the ball for 18 months and slotted once a rock about. Now we got 10 million off Madrid, so too many fans think it's smooths over it. It doesn't. Absolutely. The juice, the Russian kid Kavara is unreal. Yeah, I wanted them. I wanted them. I've been wanting them for 3 years, Juice. And the people on here, you know, our pod would tell you what I was saying. Honest. Georgian, but close enough. Colour revolution. They're trying to fucking call it colour revolution in Georgia. Won't happen though. Won't happen. That fucking colour out. Fucking horrible Yanks. Do you know? Peaky Blind. Oh, from Peaky Blinders. You know that? And that, do you know what? I never ever watched it, you know. You know what I am? Besides being a big 11, like, you know what I am. You know what my profession was. And I have to watch something. If there's anything wrong, especially if it's true or whatever, you know, at that period of time, it has to be spot on for me. Because otherwise, I can't watch it. Can't fucking watch it. And I met Sam Neill. I was wondering what he was doing in Rodney Street at my group. And I walk into, I'm like, fucking hell, Sam Neill. I went, hello. I said, what are you doing? And I mentioned that Peaky Blinders. They were doing a scene from there. And before I had the chance to say, you know, unfortunately, I don't watch it. I like Sam Neill. I think he's a great actor myself. Watch him in Dead Calm. But Nicole Kidman. Nicole Kidman. And Billy Zane. It's a cracking film. And you're funny you legends, Dino, mentioned that. Celtic is my second team as well. I've got a half Celtic United share from the Roy Keane score. There you go. It's on you. My first ever game was West Ham in '89, a few days before the Arsenal game. My best memory, and probably a bit random, it was Peter Beardsley testimonial at Anfield against Newcastle. I was sat on the crush bar in the Old Cop, and I think it was Beardsley who missed the pen that Mike Hooper saved. And even though it's a friendly, I always remember that roar, and it's always stuck with me, even to this day. I can still smell the pee on the Old Cop. I got peas on there. It's fucking terrible, you know. You don't know. You don't know that you're being peed on. You're there, you know what I mean? You've got a long coat on or whatever. It's always fucking winter, isn't it? Oh, no, you just see it fucking running. Oh, for fuck's sake. Spirit bar. Oh, I thought that was barley. Spirit bar. Hello, Spirit bar. Frank, please coordinate with Henry, FSG, Julian Ward, Michael Edwards, and Richard Hughes to secure East Sussex. Leverage your existing connections and influence within LFC to facilitate this. You'll never walk alone. The spirit, listen to me. Liverpool, no matter what's being said and spent now, which is great, don't get me wrong, everybody's excited, but we're still a sell-to-buy club, and no one's come in for any of our players yet. So until they go, then it might be a bit too late. It's like a Kvaratskhelia. We couldn't sell, we couldn't buy him because we never sold anyone. That's why we didn't buy last summer. The only person that we brought in, and it was an appeasement, I've always said it, because everybody else was buying and we were saying, you know, hang on, why aren't we buying? To add to the squad. And on the penultimate day, we brought in Federico Chiesa as an appeasement to the fans. It's been proved because he never ever fucking played, the lad. And it was wrong. It was wrong for them. So we have to wait until, some players are sold. Because not all get done otherwise. As much as I love Klopp, I'll always be grateful for what he did at LFC. I wonder what he thinks of the snake being bilingual in 2 weeks. It's just scary. He's been learning it for more than that. I'll tell you when he's been learning it. It was when Jürgen left. That's when. It was when FSG wouldn't buy Jude Bellingham. Believe me. Believe me. As I said, I'll have a programme in next week or two. And we'll talk about what's going on today and what happened in the past under the Jürgen watch. Well, that was a good one, that's Oscar. Bilingual for 2 weeks. As Trent went back on his comments about winning the Ballon d'Or in his unveiling. Oh, did he now? What a fucking prat that is. That's stupid. That's stupid. To do that, because you're making a fucking hypocrite of yourself or a fool. One of the two. We will definitely win the league if we had prime Mo Salah. Hang on, we have. Says Christopher. We all love Mo, don't we? Everyone loves Mo. Just a lovely fella. And Fatty says, Frank, you know who Fatty Bum Bum is? I change my name all the time. D. I change my name all the time. That fucking devil, is it? Fucking nuisance, you. Edward. It's different with Robbo. He's older than Trent and he doesn't want to play behind someone. That's what it says. He doesn't. And Edwards carries on by, and Trent has given us prime years. Yes. See, what he forgot, he tried to fucking say, didn't he? I give 20 years. Fuck off. You didn't give 20 fucking years. We nurtured you. Right, so. So when Klopp got a grip and made you into what you are today, that's what he did. Simple as that. Liverpool fucking made you. You didn't make a fucking Liverpool. 20 fucking years. Are you kidding, you prat? Fucking sick of me, that. Listen, boys, I've got to go. Got to phone me daughter. Fucking nuisance, please. So, Tony Shelter. Imagine Graham Shaw in the same team, Frank. Sue me. Oh, hell. Oh. The spirit. Why do you check out and go on Team Coppers, Redman TV, Anfield, LFC, Anfield and John Houston, solo pair on YouTube to give knowledge, experience, and opponents about LFC. Because, to be honest, spirits, we're just a little community, and we don't go around with rumours. This is what it's, and they're all great people on here. Know what I mean? That's why, some sales will come on and go there. Have we signed anyone yet? It's Fred Pong. Frank, you've never mentioned you like kind of can't even spell it, can't even pronounce his name. You need to say it more, says Dino. Kavashke, I'd love to. Any player I was onto him and then cap. Frank, watch it, mate. Sam Neill is great. Thing is, you know what I am. I seen him. I was sitting there, I was looking at him, and I was just seeing it was promoting it, and I seen the lads walking down. This is like 1921, after the First World War. And if there's nothing historically right about it, I will not watch anything like that. And what it was, I'm getting rid of all these fucking little things, with names on. See all the names. You know what they are? All the names. And he hasn't been seen tonight. If someone sees him, just say, oh, you fucking won the programme. And I seen a fella, seen them. This is Birmingham. This is 1920. You've got to look at the time, honestly. And you see a black lad. Well, black. But for fuck's sake, he had dreadlocks down past his waist. Dreadlocks wearing out. It wasn't until 1938 in Haile Selassie, the Rastafarians. So it was a load of bollocks, and that's how much. And that's it, because that's me. Did you know Sam Neill was being considered for 007, one of the original candidates for the 4th and 5th actor to portray James Bond in The Living Daylights and Golden? Yeah, I did. I'll tell you who else. Fucking hell. I think he's a great actor. Fucking hell. His name's gone from me. His name is gone. You're a bit late, aren't you? Look, I've got to finish. You know, I've got to fold my toes. The fella who plays Helsinki, Hugh Jackman. He was considered as well. Anyway, lads, I've got to finish. Thank you so much for tonight. It's been marvellous. Just absolutely made up. Used to go in there, Tony. Used to go in there. Honestly. Hey, Frank and everyone up the title winning Reds. Yes, I've got to go, honestly. Oh, look, it's fucking... I love this recent quote from Ali. The true definition of a legend. He's my favourite Liverpool player. Ciao, Franco. Yeah, ciao, Simon. Ci vediamo. I've got a history show on there. Thursday night. Got a history show. I'll be doing 2 things on the history show. That's all, just 2. 1 in each yard. Be good. Take care, Frank and legends. Congratulations, Edward. Great stream, Frank. Smash the likes on the way out. Good night, you beautiful people. Thank you. You're a good man. Johan, the good man. Did you see your name when I pulled it up? That went in the air. Hope you did. Look, people. Mille grazie. Ciao. Ci vediamo. Giovanni. I've got to end, honest. See you Thursday. Ciao.